Dear students, today we will learn the first chapter of class 9 science. The chapter name is Matter in Our Surroundings. So what is syllabus of this chapter? At first, matter has been defined here. What is matter? And then properties of matters are defined in this chapter. So one by one we will learn the properties of matter. Then after there has description about states of matters. So what are three different states of matter and how do they change from one state to another state? That is how matters change from solid to liquid and to gaseous state, and then how gaseous states converts into liquid state and then back to solid state. So these interconversion of matter we will learn, and what are the factors that determine these interconversion of states of matter. We will learn this. Then after we will know some concepts like latent heat of vaporization, latent heat of melting, and at the end we will learn the differences between boiling and evaporation and the factors affecting the rate of evaporation. So let's start this chapter. So on the screen you have the first page of this chapter, first page of NCERT. So let's see what is there written on the first page. First of all, what is matter? So NCERT says that everything in this universe is made up of material which scientists have named matter. So how could we define matter? Let us see how matter is defined. So matter is anything that has mass and that occupy a space. That means that has volume. So anything that has mass, so anything that you see in your surrounding, like rubber, like pencil, like pen, like book, all these have masses. Mass of these materials are measured in milligram or gram or kg. Since all these substances has mass, certain mass, so they are matter. The second important thing or the second required thing for being being a substance of matter is it should occupy a space. It should occupy a space, that means it should have volume. So our pen occupy a space, yes or no? It occupy a space in air, so it has volume. Our glass that we use for drinking, glass has volume because water can be filled into the glass, and if there is nothing in the glass, there is no water in the glass, even though in that condition there is air occupying the volume of the glass. So we can say that glass is a matter. Now there is a question for you. Can you say that air is a matter? Then I will say yes, air is a matter. Then how can we say that why? Why is air a matter? Why is air a matter? Sorry. Air is a matter. How can we say that? Take a balloon. Take a balloon and you measure the mass of that balloon, and after that you fill in the balloon with air, and then again take its measurement of its mass. You will notice that now the combined mass of air and balloon, that means the balloon with filled in air has certain more mass. That means the increase in mass or the surplus mass is the mass of air. So air has mass. Now the second point, it is it occupies volumes. It occupies volume, we can say that, because as it is filled in, air is filled in balloon, so it occupies the space of balloon. If there is some hole is made through pinning it, then air inside the balloon will come outside and takes the volumes of the room. It will spread throughout the volume of the room. So air has volume. Its volume is not fixed, but certainly it has some volume. So air is a matter. Okay. Now, what are the properties of matters? So before knowing the properties of matter, we should know that all matters are made up of particles. All matters that we see, if we keep dividing any matter, suppose you have a chalk that we use for writing on green board. You have a chalk. If you keep dividing that chalk, certainly you will get its smallest particles. So all matters are made up of particles. Then what are the properties of these particles? So one by one we will learn different properties of particles. So here you see the first property of particle is particles of matter are of very tiny sized. Of that tiny sized, they are such tiny that they can't be seen with the naked eyes. They are of such tiny sized that they can't be seen with the naked eyes. How can we say that particles are made of particles are very tiny size? How can we say that? Let us take this with this. We have an example. We have an example given in the NCERT book, and let us see that example. Take water. This is not yes. Take glass. Take water, 100 ml water in a glass, and put some potassium permanganate in that. After putting potassium permanganate, color of water gets changed, and you will see that in the starting the color is very deep. You take another glass with 90 ml and separate 10 ml from this glass and put in this 90 ml glass. So now it has total volume 100 ml of water. You will find that this 100 ml of water also gets colored. You separate another 10 ml and mix with another 90 ml fresh water, clean water. You will again see that the whole 100 ml water gets colored. And if you keep on doing this thing again and again, you will find that water gets colored even after 4, 5, 6, 8 times we do the same thing. What does this signify? Initially, we had taken only few particles of potassium permanganate we had mixed in this initial 100 ml of water, and when we took 10 ml and mixed into these potassium permanganate molecules, potassium permanganate particles gets divided into finer particles and makes colorful whole the 100 ml water. Again, when we mix 10 ml, these potassium permanganate particles again gets divided finer to finer and makes the whole 100 ml water colorful. So from here we can say that particles of matter can divide into very small sized. Okay, so I hope now you have got the concept. The second properties of matter, let us discuss the second properties of matter. So what is the second property of matter? Second properties is particles of matter moves continuously in random direction. They moves continuously. Suppose this is a particle, so it moves continuously in random direction. I have a picture to show you how these particles move. They move in random direction. They move in random direction. And continuously they are in this state of motion. These type of motions of particles are called Brownian motion. These are called, the such type of motion is called Brownian motion. Okay, now move to the another picture I would like to show you. This picture you see, in sense of sticks reaches to your nose. How does these sticks reaches to your nose? Incense reaches to your nose. This reaches because incense particles moves continuously and they can move in every direction and reaches to your nose. So this is very interesting example given in NCERT. Now see the next characteristics or next properties. We have third properties of matter. Particles of matter have a space between them. Suppose you have, this is a matter and these are the particles inside the matter. So between these particles there is a space, and this space is called intermolecular space or interatomic space, depending on what type of particles these are. If these particles are atoms, then this space is called interatomic space, and if these particles are molecules, then this space is called intermolecular space. Okay. I would like to show you picture related with an experiment given in NCERT. When we dissolve salt in water, what happens? We will see. We take water in a glass and mix some salt in that. After that we stir the water and we see that all salt gets completely mixed into the water and gets dissolved into the water. So there is a very important question here. Where does this salt go? What is exactly dissolving salt in water. So actually what happens here, you see what happens here. Actually there is, suppose this is water and these are water particles. So there is a space between water particles, and when we dissolve salt or mix salt into water, first salt particles gets divided into finer to finer size. And these finer sized salt particles occupy a space between these spaces available between two particles of water. Okay, so this is water particles, and between the space available between the water particles, these salt particles occupy those available spaces. So we can, and finally we are not able to see salt particles. That means we say that salt gets dissolved in water. So from this activity, from here we can conclude that there is a space between particles of matter. Okay, so I hope you have understood the concept very well. Fourth property, particles of matter attract each other. All the particles of matter attract each other. How can we say that particles of matter attract each other? We have these ice cubes. These are solids. How do these ice cubes are in the form of a concrete shape, or they are in the solid form? This is because particles making these ice cubes attract each other and keeps hold the ice cubes together. So we can say that particles of matter attract each other and keeps the substance together in a solid form or in a concrete form. Okay, so I hope you have got the concept related this. So next topic that we have to study is about the states of matter. And we will deal about these concepts about states of matter. What are three different states of matters, and how do they interchange into one another? That means how do solids changes into liquid state and liquid into gaseous state, and as a reverse process, how do a gaseous state changes into liquid state and then to solid states. So all related concepts will be taught by me to you in the next lecture. So hope you keep on studying. Okay, bye.